Dear students, today we are starting with the first problem of a non-trading concern. Here certain account balances are given and also adjustments are also given. From this we have to prepare income and expenditure account and the balance sheet. First one is subscription. That subscription amount is the revenue figure. Therefore, this item should be credited to income and expenditure account. Then life membership fees is there, that is 1000 rupees. Being a one-time payment, the amount may be shown on the liability side of the balance sheet. And then there is legacy. Amount of legacy may also be shown on the liability side of the balance sheet. Then it is the interest. Interest is an income. Therefore, that amount should be shown on the income side of income and expenditure account. Then expenditure is there. Salaries, scholarship, medical services, printing and stationery, furniture. Furniture is furniture purchased. That figure may be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. Then investments, that amount should also be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. Then there are certain figures given. Such figures are either accrued amount, that is accrued income, income accrued but not received, as well as expenses outstanding but not paid, due but not paid. For that, subscription is an income, that is accrued figure, that amount is 150. Then medical services, that is an expense, 125. Scholarship, that's an expense, 75. Salaries is an expense, 165. Then printing and stationery, rupees 90. So these are the items that are given to us in order to prepare income and expenditure and the balance sheet as on 31st December 2005. So one thing is very clear, that is from the figures given here, we cannot find out what is the amount of cash or bank balance. Therefore, we have to find out this cash balance of this particular business concern. For that, we may prepare a receipts and payments account. Balance in the receipts and payments account may be termed as cash balance. So since only account balances are given and also not the cash and we are not given with the cash balance or bank balance, from the available information we prepare a statement, we prepare receipts and payments account. Balancing figure of the receipts and payments account is cash balance or bank balance, as the case may be. So all receipts may be shown on the receipt side, all payments may be shown on the payment side. First receipt is to subscription. Only actual receipts and actual payments are given, not the adjusted figure. What is given as receipts and what is given as payments is given. He is entered in receipts and payments account. Therefore, there will not be any adjustments. That is outstanding, accrued, depreciation, etc. So, subscription. And next is donations. Next is life membership fees. Next is legacy, interest. it is treated as income here. Interest 80. These are the receipts of this particular financial year. That is, subscription, total amount of subscription received during the year is 2600. Total amount of donations received during the year is 800. Total amount of life membership received during the year is 1000. Total amount of legacy received during the year is 2500, and the total interest received, actual receipt in cash, is 80. Payments is by salaries. Salaries is 1750. So all receipts are shown on the receipt side of receipts and payments account. Namely, subscription is 2600, donations is 800, life membership is 1000, then legacy is 2500, then interest is 80, then salaries paid during the year 1750, scholarship 740, free dispensary 980, printing and stationery 170, furniture 1250, then investments. These are the items. So what we have to do is, we have to balance these receipts and payments account, and the balancing figure will be the cash balance of that particular non-trading concern or during that particular financial year. So this 890 is the balancing figure. That is, the receipt side is higher than the payment side. Balancing figure is treated as cash in hand. By balance, carry down, and to balance, brought down, that is 890. So here all receipts during the year has been debited. All payments made during the year has been credited, and since the receipt side, that is debit side, is higher than payment side or credit side, the balancing figure naturally will come on the payment side or the credit side, and the balancing figure so arrived at, that is 890 so arrived at, is the cash balance on the closing date. Now the next step is, we have to prepare income and expenditure account. So this is the method of finding out cash balance either on the opening date or on the closing date. Here we are not given with the opening cash, either the opening cash balance or closing cash balance, but we are given with certain account balances. From the available account balances, we prepare receipts and payments account for the year ending 31st December 2010, and we debited or shown on the debit side of receipts and payments account, or that is on the receipt side of receipts and payments account, we shown all the receipts during the year, and we shown all payments on the credit side of the receipts and payments account, that is payment side of the receipts and payments account, and we balanced it, and the balancing figure came on the credit side, that is on the payment side. That balancing figure is the closing balance sheet, closing cash balance. Next we are going to prepare income and expenditure account. We are going to prepare income and expenditure account. So all expenditures and losses of that particular financial year may be shown on the debit side of income and expenditure account, that is expenditure side of income and expenditure account, and all incomes and gains may be shown on the credit side of or right hand side of income and expenditure account. Then we balance the income and expenditure account. The balancing figure will be either surplus or deficit. So here we write only all expenses and losses, all incomes and gains. All receipts will not be recorded, all payments will not be recorded, only all expenditures, either cash or non-cash, all incomes, either cash or non-cash, will be shown in income and expenditure account. So these are the items. All expenditures, salaries is 1750, that is given, and from the adjustments we got outstanding salaries during the year, that is 165. We added that outstanding figure to the actual amount of salary paid. So total amount of salary as expenditure is 1015. Then scholarship is 740. To that we added the outstanding figure, that is 75, and the resultant figure is 815. Then dispensary charges is 918. Then printing and stationery is 170. Outstanding figure is 90. So total amount of printing and stationery is 260. Then from the adjustments from the balance we got the total amount of subscription received during the year is 2600, and the subscription accrued but not received is 150. Therefore to the received amount we add the accrued figure also, therefore the total amount of income as a subscription is 2750. Donation is 800, being a small figure. Total amount of donation is treated as income. And next is interest, that figure is also written there. Then we balance. So after writing all these figures, at a glance we can find out that debit side is, that is the expenditure side, is higher than credit side, that is income side. So the resultant figure will be deficit. That is, when debit side is higher than credit side, the balancing figure will come on the credit side. The amount so arrived at is treated as excess. Sorry, that deficit. That deficit amount may be shown on the shown in the balance sheet as deduction from capital fund. So the total figure on the debit side, that is expenditure side, is 4095, and we transferred the figure to on the credit side of income and expenditure account. Then we balance. This is the balancing figure. That balancing figure is deficit, that is excess of expenses, excess of expenditure over income. It is termed as deficit. So these are the figures that we incorporated in income and expenditure account. Salaries plus outstanding figure, scholarship plus outstanding figure, dispensary plus outstanding figure, printing and stationery plus outstanding figure, subscription plus accrued figure, donation, interest. Then we balance. Here the expenditure side, that is debit side, is higher than credit side, that is income side or income side. Then the balancing figure is known as deficit, and the same may be transferred to balance sheet liability side. Being a deficit, the amount so arrived at, that is 465, may be deducted from capital fund to be shown on the liability side of the balance sheet. Since balance sheet being a statement, that is a financial statement, there will not be any debit side or credit side. There will be only left hand side, meaning liability side, and assets, that is right hand side being asset side. First of all amounts due but not paid is written on the liability side, because we are making balance sheet under liquidity method. These are the payment due but not paid. Therefore they are liabilities. They are shown under the heading payment standing, that is payment due but not paid. The total figure of the amount due but not paid is 455. Then we add, when we calculate the capital fund, we are going to prepare balance sheet, that is the liability side and asset side. Our outstanding figures may be shown, that is dispensary amount is due, that is 125, scholarship amount is due 75, printing and stationery is due, that is 90, the total amount being 455. Then we calculate the capital fund, that is life membership and legacy. The total amount of consolidated figure of life membership and legacy is the capital fund. From that capital fund we deducted the deficit amount. The final figure will be 3035. Then cash in hand, that is the balancing figure of receipts and payments account. Then subscription accrued, that is 150. Investments 1200. Then furniture 1250. The total being 3490 on both sides of the balance sheet. This is how balance sheet is prepared. So in nutshell, in this problem we are given only with the certain balances. From that balances we prepare receipts and payments account. The balancing figure is the cash in hand on the closing date. Then we prepare income and expenditure account, and we adjusted the amounts given in adjustments, and we balance the income and expenditure account. In this case the balancing figure is deficit, that is expenditure side is higher than the income side, and the deficit figure is deducted from the capital fund. Then we prepared balance sheet. Items shown on the balance sheet is payment outstanding due but not paid. All outstanding payments are shown as the first item on the liability side. Then we found out the capital fund, and from that capital fund we deducted the deficit. Then we wrote the asset side. Asset side, the first item is cash in hand, which is the balancing figure of receipts and payments account. Then the amount of subscription accrued as given in the adjustment is given. Then E is written. Then investment is written. Then furniture is written. And when we totaled these two sides, the two sides became equal, that is 3490. This is how this account is prepared. Thank you.